communication. It's so important. Communicating to give information to other people, to express our feelings to other people, to express our desires, and to understand, so that others understand really what's going on in our hearts, and actually that they appreciate our presence as personalities, not just that they deal with us as they have to deal with us, or that we deal with other people expediently to make life easy, but we actually communicate. We're actually in presence with each other. Heart-to-heart communication, I've explained something about some very, very simple, basic listening skills. Now, I want to take this one step further. Instead of just listening without saying anything, we're going to listen in pairs as before. One person speaking for 5 minutes, and then the next person speaking for 5 minutes. When one person has spoken, then the other person will clarify the points of information in what they've said. That's all. Just clarify, so as I've understood it, and then just clarify the main point. Not repeat the whole thing like a parrot, but just clarify the main points of what the speaker has said, to verify that actually it was those points that the speaker wanted to get across. So this means, on the one hand, there's a responsibility on the part of the person who's speaking to be clear about what information they're trying to give and expressing that clearly, and then on the part of the listener, that they're actually going to listen carefully and understand what are the main points that the speaker is saying. Okay, so in pairs, you'll take it in turns. One person will speak, and the listener, as before, active listening skills before, and then at the end, the listener will just repeat the main points, or verify the main points with the person who's spoken. Okay. Okay, I hope you're enjoying this, the sharing exercises, heart-to-heart communication. Now we're going to take it one step further. Remember, the mind, thinking, feeling, willing. And then on the basis of that, thinking, feeling, and willing, then we act. So our thoughts are more on the surface, and beneath the thoughts there's feelings. Now when somebody is talking about something, generally, either directly or indirectly, they'll be expressing feeling. So in this exercise, we're going to verify with the person what kind of feelings they have. Now they may not be expressing, or they may not be explicitly saying what feelings they have, but we're going to practice being sensitive towards them, and after they've spoken, we'll clarify with them what kind of feelings they have. More or less it's going to be like a guess, not trying to tell them what feelings they have, but asking them. And the point is that the person who is speaking may not be clear what feelings they have. So it may well help them to clarify their thoughts and feelings, to have this exchange where between coming to an agreement that actually what feeling the speaker had in relation to what he was saying. Oftentimes we don't have a good vocabulary of feeling. You know, I feel good, I feel bad. But there's such a huge range of different kinds of feelings. A range of positive feelings, feeling inspired, feeling exhilarated, feeling happy, feeling enlivened. These are different states. And a range of negative feelings as well. Feeling depressed, feeling angry, feeling sad. So it's helpful to clarify, both for the speaker and for the listener. Okay, so in pairs again, one person will speak for 5 minutes, and then the second person will clarify the feelings until the two are agreeing that what the feelings are on the part of the speaker, and then change about and do the same way, and the same thing in the other way around. Now we're going to go one step further, and we're going to explore how to express feelings, desires, and how to make a request in a situation which may be emotionally charged, in such a way that it doesn't, in such a way that it will improve our chances of getting a good agreement between the parties involved, on a particular line of action. This again, it's based on the same sequence: thinking, feeling, willing, and then action. For example, salespeople, they use the mnemonic AIDA, A-I-D-A. A stands for attention. Attention means thinking. They want the people to think about their product. Then I stands for interest. Interest means they want them to have positive feelings about the product. D stands for desire. They want them to desire to have the product. And A stands for action, means writing out a check, paying for the product, buying the product, and taking it into their lives. A-I-D-A. Attention, interest, desire, and action. So this is a practical proof of this sequence, according to the Vedic model, how the mind works. This sequence is used, for example, in assertiveness training. It's used, one time I was doing some training with a company, and one person said that they were working with the police, and they used the same sequence in delivering agony messages. What they call agony messages means when somebody's relative has been involved in an accident or something like this. And Marshall Rosenberg has put forward the same sequence in his non-violent communication. So it's a universal pattern based on the original observation that the mind works in this way: thinking, feeling, willing, and action. So this is the sequence. We can call it offer. O stands for observation. F stands for feeling. E stands for expressing desire. And R stands for request. So the sequence is simply that: speaking to the other person, being in heart-to-heart communication with the other person, not trying to manipulate them, but being aware of them as a self-existing, self-valid personality. First of all, describing, observing the situation as it is, describing what has happened. Then secondly, expressing feelings about the situation. Thirdly, explaining one's desires and values, beliefs, why I have those particular feelings. And then finally, making a specific request of the other personality. One might think that to make oneself vulnerable like this actually is going to lead to rejection and anger, and will actually be less successful. But in fact, it doesn't work that way. It's been proven over and over again that using this sequence and expressing one's authentic individuality, one's authentic response to the situation, actually leads to more rapport, and there's a greater chance of agreement between the personalities involved.